everyone, welcome back to Voidheart Studios, and today I'm doing another nostalgia review. What's a nostalgia review? Well, a nostalgia review is where I take a look at an older or discontinued blaster, and through the lens of a modern Nerfer, and see how it would fare today, and just give a normal me review on it, as well as doing some speculation and discussion at the end about what would be nice to see out of a 2.0. And today's episode is the Rapidstrike. The Rapidstrike, or more formally known as the Nerf N-Strike Elite Rapidstrike CS18, was released in 2013 as part of the Nerf Elite series, and it is a flywheel-operated, fully automatic blaster, and it comes with an 18-round magazine, which is pretty cool. The second ever release of an 18-round stick mag. A little bit of history before we start. Of course, the original Rapidstrike was released in 2013, and this is actually not the original Rapidstrike. This is the Elite XD re-release from 2014. The original Rapidstrike had a gray stock, and pretty much the same paint job. Elite XD was supposedly upgraded internals, but there was no difference in the internals. It was the same between all the Elite and Elite XD internals. But, whatever. It also got a re-release in 2018 as part of the Rapidstrike series, the AccuStrike series, and it was called the Stratohawk. And it came with a scope, a barrel, and a 25-round drum. The XD version also got a re-release in 2019 with a simpler paint job and an opaque 18-round magazine. So yeah, that covers the history. Let's do the overview. Starting up at the front, this blaster has an N-Strike barrel lug, so you can put any of your N-Strike barrels on it. The only one I have within reach is the long shot barrel, but you just slide it on and click it in place. Certain barrels are pretty wobbly, and you do get some barrel drag, because N-Strike barrels are not compression barrels. N-Strike barrels do hinder your performance if they are long enough. Having just an N-Strike barrel, or just a decent little bit of faux barrel, isn't a terrible thing. But if you start getting into really obnoxiously long barrels, you are going to see some drop in performance, and the blaster may not even, the dart may not even exit the barrel at some of the velocities these things fire at. So yeah. Size does matter, and not in the way you think. So yeah, going back from that, we have the front sight, which is a flip-up sight, so you flip it down and you can stow it for, I don't know, storage, so the sight doesn't break off. And then you can flip it back up for play. Going back from there, you have the battery tray, which is down here in the foregrip. And the battery tray just screws out. It takes 3 screws, 2 each on this sides and the top, and 1 down at the bottom. And this blaster takes 4 C-type batteries. It needs that increased capacity because it's got more motors running. And of course down here is a tactical rail for a foregrip or something. There's also a tactical rail up on top here, a tactical rail on the left and right side, back when Hasbro actually did stuff to both sides, and a tack rail on the top of the carry handle. This is a carry handle. It's a pretty standard carry handle. It makes it nice and easy to carry the blaster. I mean, this is a light blaster, but it's a heavy blaster for Hasbro's sake, because it does have 4 C batteries in there. I mean, it's no Vulcan with its 6 D batteries, but, you know, it's still got a little bit of beef to it. Built into the carry handle is the rear sights. It's just a peephole through the back of the blaster to get to the actual reticle on the sight. And what I find stupid is to use the sight, you can't really shoulder the blaster normally. If you normally shoulder the blaster, you would rest your cheek on the, the cheek rest. But at that point, you would be looking down the top of the carry handle. To actually look down to the sight, you have to lean your head back and smash it into the arm of the stock to actually look through your little peephole sight. Maybe this is better, maybe it's easier to do for small children, I don't know. But for me, I have to shoulder this thing weirdly and it kind of hurts my neck. Going down from the carry handle, you have the magazine well. This blaster comes with a clear 18-round stick mag, and it initially came with elite darts. I'm just using X-Shot air pocket darts because I don't want to dig my elite bin out. I don't use elite darts because elite darts suck. Buy X-Shot air pocket darts or just really anything Dart Zone made after 2019. Going back from there is your grip and trigger system. To operate this blaster, you hold down the rev trigger for a few seconds to let those wheels in the front spin up, and then you hold down the trigger and go full auto. It does that sometimes. Oh yeah. I don't know why the pusher just gets caught on the darts sometimes. I couldn't tell you. This happens in both my Rapidstrikes, and I wonder if it's a mag alignment thing or if it's something with the darts or if it's something with the little curtain that protects the flywheels. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it happens with both of my Rapidstrikes, but I also thrifted both my Rapidstrikes, so it may be just something that happens with lovingly used Rapidstrikes. Going down here to the grip. The grip is a pretty comfy grip. It's a bit small, but my giant hands do not feel particularly alien on this grip, so it's whatever. Down at the bottom of the grip, there is a sling hook point. The one thing Hasbro does right anymore. The one thing Hasbro does right after like 2021 was giving us hook points. There's one on the back of the grip, two up here by the carry handle, and one up at the front of the blaster. You got plenty of options for slinging your Rapidstrike. Going back from there, you have the cheek rest, which is pretty comfy for an actual cheek rest. Of course, you can't use it if you're going to actually use the iron sights of the blaster, but if you mount a Nerf scope on here, you can use the cheek rest just fine. Where's the new... Oh, hello, Eagle Point scope. You will do just nicely. Yeah, like I said, mount a scope up here, and this cheek rest becomes a lot more useful. But, yeah. Going back from there, you have the stock. The stock is collapsible. It goes down to here and pulls out to here. There are no other points of adjustability. You can't put it out like midway, or else when you put it against your shoulder, you're just going to collapse it. So I don't know what reason it would be aside from just storage. I mean, it only gives you what, 4 extra inches, so yeah, I don't know why the stock is collapsible aside from, I guess, like if you store it in a case or something, like I don't know, if you're going to a game and you like put it in a rifle case, then maybe you'd want to, just collapse it down so it'll lay as small as it can in a compact case. But yeah, aside from that, the stock is, well, sturdy unless you bang on it really hard. Like, I was going full force B-slap there, but it's a flywheeler. You're not going to be putting a lot of pressure on this stock like you would with a Springer. So it's very stable in terms of a flywheeler. I mean, unless you go like hardcore parkour and you mortar it into the ground really hard, then, you know, yeah, that'll collapse your stock. But again, that's like really weird conditions, and like, why are you running a stock blaster in those conditions regardless nowadays? If you're doing hardcore parkour, you're probably playing somewhere like BUCT and you're running like 400 FPS Kunlun's or something. But yeah, that pretty much completes the overview, and let's go look at this thing fire. We are outside on the range, and I am sweating because it is late May here in North Texas, and thus it is very, very humid. But we're still out here on the range with the Rapidstrike. Let's play with it. I've got Dart Zone Nitro Shot darts in the first mag. And so, yeah, let's run them. I'm going to try to see if I can do maybe controlled burst. That was just trigger control. This blaster isn't select fire. They didn't have that technology back in, God, 2014? Jeez. Yeah, next up I've got X-Shot air pocket darts, and they are all different colors, but they are all X-Shot darts. Some of them came with Excel blasters. Some of them came with, one of them, the pink one's from the Blaster Corn, and, well, the blue ones are from the Insanity series. And I'm just going to go full auto. That Rapidstrike fire rate, though. Alright, next we've got waffle darts. Dart Zone waffle darts. Again, I'm just gonna go. No one hand there. It sometimes does that, I don't know why. The humidity is causing me to not be able to mag drop. Anyways, yeah. That was the firing demo for the Rapidstrike. Now it is time to go back inside and talk about it. Alright, we are back inside with the Rapidstrike. Let's talk about it. Let's start off with the objective stuff, starting with the chronograph results. I put this blaster up over my chronograph, or through my chronograph, I guess, and I achieved with slow firing, basically letting the wheels rev up in between every shot, I got an average of 68 FPS, which is pretty good. And these batteries are fresh. I changed them out yesterday before I recorded the firing demo. And when firing, the fire rate, or the FPS, does bog down to about an average of around 56. But it's also firing 2.3 rounds per second. My chronograph also has a fire rate monitor, and it's also firing 2.3 rounds per second. And on stock batteries, the wheels just don't have enough of a chance to fully spin back up between every shot. So you are getting a little bit of a performance loss when you go full auto, but you're usually in enough range that it's not going to matter. Like, you're dropping your effective range from like 25 to 30 feet to 20 to 25 feet. Like, if that much. But, yeah. Just add a little arc to your shot when you go full auto and you'll be fine. Another thing I have to touch on is that issue of the pusher slightly seizing up at the start of a mag. I don't know why it does that. Let me throw a dart in here. Because, see if I can get it to happen again. No. I don't know why it does that. Honestly, I don't know why. Because when I had first thrifted it, it didn't at all. It fed everything cleanly. And on every other type of magazine, it feeds everything super cleanly. Like, I've ran it with 18 round drums, 25 round drums, 12 round magazines, just for the lulz. And it's run everything else super cleanly, but for some reason with the 18 round stick mags, it like jams up whenever they're like close to full. But it only seizes up on the first start. After that, it just fires everything perfectly. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe it's just like the mags are pushing the dart. Maybe the dart's like squishing between the feed lips. Maybe it's a thing of I have bad darts and they're squishing between the feed lips and then catching on the top of the flywheel housing. But that's also kind of a stretch. I don't know. Aside from that, my opinion, I adore this blaster. This blaster feels good, it feels cool, it feels tactical. It's a tactical automatic rifle. It has, you know, tactics out the weasel. You can throw 5 different attachments on this thing at once if you wanted to. It's got the rail space for that. And you could give it a barrel attachment. The only thing you can't give it is a stock attachment, which, I mean, a built-in stock is going to be more stable anyways, so whatever. And this stock does help it balance out the weight of the batteries being in the front. This blaster feels very balanced, despite the batteries being right next to the muzzle. And it's just overall a nice blaster. It feels good, it runs good, and it works really well, and I enjoy it. Mod potential. This blaster, well, has about as much mod potential as any other automatic flywheeler. People have minimized it. People have like chopped off the front end, chopped off the stock for the most part, and then put like a lipo housing in the back and made like a little mini Rapidstrike. I think when Coop made his, he called it the Rapidstrike Uzi, which is not an Uzi, but with full-length darts, you can't really make an actual, like, traditional Uzi style feeding system because the Uzi is magnet grip. You could also use it for integrations, like any other blaster. Like, every blaster can be used as integration fodder. And it can have the typical performance mods that you would do to a flywheeler. You know, put a better pusher motor in, put better flywheel motors in, put some new wheels in, and then like of course a better pusher. Wire it up for a 3S lipo, and now you've got a like 150 FPS Rapidstrike. You probably need half-length darts to do that, but still, you know what I mean. So it's got really good mod potential, like most flywheelers. So in terms of to buy or not to buy, if you find this at a Goodwill in good condition, absolutely go for it. It'll probably cost you like $5 at most, $8 if your Goodwill is particularly cruel, but I'd say it's worth it. I have a lot of fun with this blaster, and I occasionally pick it up, load up a drum, and just full send it, just for the funs, because this is a very fun blaster to use. And rather war practical too, if you do stock wars or indoor wars. But again, another thing to note is there's about maybe a quarter-second to half-second trigger delay between pulling the trigger and the pusher actually actuating the first shot. So, if you are going to control burst it, just maybe pre-fire a little bit, like maybe if you're like snap shooting with it, then pull the trigger at the start of your motion. So that way it, you know, you reach out and then your pusher's already moving to put the dart through the flywheels as you're peeking out before you pull back in. But other than that, yeah, you're good. This thing is really good. Now let's talk about what is the speculation? If Hasbro were to make a Rapidstrike 2.0, then what would I want out of a Rapidstrike 2.0? Now you may be looking at me, the more knowledgeable of you, and be like, well, Hasbro already made a Rapidstrike 2.0. They made the turbine. The turbine is a hyperfire. I'm pretty sure the turbine uses a belt, because it has the same fire rate as a hyperfire. The turbine is not a Rapidstrike 2.0. The turbine is a hyperfire 2.0. Changed my mind. But honestly, in terms of a Rapidstrike 2.0, maybe make it a little more modular. Maybe cut it down and give it a stock attachment point. Maybe somehow find a way to make this stock into an N-Strike stock attachment and then just put a stock lug on it. Or like, you know, kill off this carry handle, because this carry handle ultimately isn't necessary because this blaster is so damn light. I mean, again, maybe a small child would have, you know, would have trouble holding it aside from using the carry handle, but I don't know. I don't care for this carry handle. Like, assassinate it and do the Fortnite sniper rifle thing where the jam door is a part of the rail and it just opens up. That would be really cool. But otherwise, I wouldn't make many changes aside from maybe give it the Stratohawk's pusher motor, because the pusher motor in the Stratohawk is actually better than the pusher motor in the base Rapidstrike. It actually shoots faster. I think it's maybe like shooting 3.5 rounds per second compared to 2.5 rounds per second, but still, it does shoot faster. I wish I had a Stratohawk to demonstrate, but in every review it seems to show the Stratohawk firing faster, but then they never talk about it. So, yeah. That's really all I would want in a Rapidstrike 2.0. And with, you know, Hasbro bringing back Elite, there might be a Rapidstrike 2.0 in the future. It may not go by the same name. It may not be, you know, just a the Rapidstrike or whatever. It'll probably call it, like, I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to think of, like, a name, because the only three, like, teased blasters right now for the return of Elite are the Ammo Hawk, Doom Cannon, and Deadeye. So maybe this thing would be called the, I don't know, the Rip Roarin' Super Shooter or something. Rip Roarin' Super Shooter. That was a name that I had come up with. Can you tell I'm not good at improv? Anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe and comment your favorite feature of Yon Rapidstrike. And I will see you all in the next video. Have a good one.